Okay, guys. So, I'm sorry. So the lack of push or guidance from the mentor is another problem. Okay. So these are the basic thing, the basic challenges we face while, when it comes to the answer writing. Okay. Content ho gaya. The second thing, like someone said, कि content के साथ the right source. ये सब चीजें तो बाद में आएंगी. पहले आपके अंदर एक मतलब एक फीलिंग होनी चाहिए कि yes, you should understand what is the importance of answer writing and how it should be done. Okay. And अगर आपके अंदर हैबिट ही नहीं डेवलप करोगे आंसर राइटिंग की, then it will be difficult for you to even go with the answer writing in a long run. और जब तक आप आंसर राइटिंग नहीं करोगे guys, it will be difficult for you to understand the topic in a holistic way. Because see, पढ़ना एक अलग चीज होती है, but उसको समझ के लिखना is another thing. Agar if I ask you to write like 5 pages on the preamble, okay, then many of you guys will be comfortable in writing a 5 pages on any particular topic. But when it comes to fulfill the demand of the question arising out of the preamble, then it will be difficult. So problem यहाँ पे content की नहीं है. Maybe you might be comfortable in writing an essay, but when it comes to frame the answer in 150 word or 250 word, then it becomes a challenge. Okay, so these are the things which you need to understand. So that is the reason why we have launched this Samachar Vani Plus program, so that you should have, we can have a habit of answer writing. Okay, so in this Samachar Vani program, there will be like test, like every week there will be a one test of 10 questions. Okay, these questions can be from current affair as well as from GS, but ये जो GS के questions होंगे, if they are in the news only, then the question will be there in the test. Second thing is, we have a holistic evaluation system. Okay, like you will get the feedback from the evaluator. Okay, this is another feature of this program. Third thing is, the most important thing is, guys, every week 10 topics. Okay, 10 topics will be covered comprehensively from the mains point of view. Okay, guys, अब यहाँ पे confuse मत होना कि mains के point of view से अगर हम लोग topic कर रहे हैं, then it will be difficult for us to like how we are going to cope up with the prelims. When I'll be taking one discussion on one topic today, then I'll tell you how you are going to be confident in the prelims also when you are preparing anything from the mains point of view. Okay, so this is another thing. So guys, just one thing you can, like, you still have how many weeks left for the next mains? You still have, more than, I think 50 weeks, right? So अगर आप अभी से अगर start करते हो, तो suppose you have 50 to 60 weeks, right, left. 10 topics every week means how many topics before the mains? Around 500 to 600 topics आपके comprehensively cover हो जाएंगे. Comprehensively, okay? So, इसका मतलब खाली 1 to 1.5 डेढ़ टॉपिक आपको on an average basis daily करना है, right? Which is not a difficult task according to my opinion. लेकिन हम लोग प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है guys? We always rush to complete the syllabus. कि जल्दी से मैगजीन ले आओ करंट अफेयर की, 5 दिन में 1 महीने की करंट अफेयर पढ़ लो. लेकिन गाइस, एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आप जस्ट कॉस्ट बेनिफिट एनालिसिस किया करो, कॉस्ट बेनिफिट रेशियो दिया करो कि हाउ मच कॉन्फिडेंट आर यू व्हेन इट कम्स टू द आंसर राइटिंग. आप मैगजीन तो करंट अफेयर से पढ़ लेते हो, लेकिन व्हाई यू आर नॉट एबल टू फ्रेम अ राइट आंसर? हैव यू एवर आस्क्ड योरसेल्फ? नो. सो दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम. क्योंकि जब हम लोग मैगजीन पढ़ते हैं, वी डोंट यूज आवर ब्रेन, वी डोंट डू अ ब्रेन स्टॉर्मिंग. तो उसकी वजह से प्रॉब्लम यही होती है कि व्हेन इट कम्स टू द आंसर राइटिंग, वहां पे कुछ लिखा ही नहीं जाता है. Many people get confused here, how to even start with the introduction. What should I write in the introduction? Forget about the body and structure. How should I conclude the answer? So these are the problems which we face, when we, follow a shortcut. So that is the reason every day just focus on like one topic, someday 2 topic. you know, maybe on the, if you are a working candidate, you can, you know, every day you can do one topic, and on weekends you can do 2 topics. So in a week, at least make sure you are doing 10 topics comprehensively. अगले साल तक 500-600 टॉपिक आपके हो चुके होंगे, एंड आपको कोई भी बुकलेट, करंट अफेयर की जिस्ट या उसकी समरी पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, बिकॉज यू ऑलरेडी हैव so much of content prepared by you only. It will be quite easy to revise. अगर आप कोई चीज खुद से प्रिपेयर करोगे, खुद से प्रोड्यूस करोगे, it will be easier for you to revise it holistic, I mean quickly, as compared to if you are reading a magazine prepared by someone else. So this is another thing. Second thing, the next thing is, guys, when we will be after writing the test, like I said, feedback system hoga, theek hai, you will get the evaluated copies, and there will be a discussion by me, where we will discuss the best possible answer. So in this discussion, guys, you will know कि क्या introduction होना चाहिए, क्या body या जो मेन डिमांड है क्वेश्चन की, हाउ टू फुलफिल दैट, ठीक है. उसके बाद व्हाट शुड बी द डायग्राम्स, द फ्लो चार्ट you can use in the answer. What is the scope? Many people don't know like what kind of flow chart we should have included in the answer. Diagrams, you know, pie chart. So these are all value addition points, guys. And these value addition point you will learn when we will discuss the best possible way to write the answer. Okay, so this is another thing. The last thing is, guys, कि इससे क्या होगा कि जैसे मैंने बोला कि जब आप एक और मेजर प्रॉब्लम, गाइस, द लास्ट प्रॉब्लम व्हिच आई वांट टू डिस्कस विद रिलेटेड टू द आंसर राइटिंग, कि हम लोग, एक और प्रॉब्लम है कि हम लोग आंसर राइटिंग क्यों नहीं वो कर पाते हैं, ठीक है. सो that problem is, suppose you are reading a magazine of, say, you know, XYZ institute. I don't want to name any institute. Okay, so suppose sorry guys. Okay, suppose आप current affair पढ़ रहे हो ABC institute का. Okay, there are so many websites where you will get the free questions from the mains perspective. Okay, every day like 4-5 questions. Okay, so आप suppose questions ले रहे हो XYZ institute का. अब प्रॉब्लम क्या पे होगा, यहाँ पे मिसमैच होगा कि आप पढ़ रहे हो करंट अफेयर, यहाँ से हो सकता है ये क्वेश्चन किसी और टॉपिक से आ जाए, डिफरेंट टॉपिक से आ जाए. तो प्रॉब्लम क्या होगी कि यहाँ पे कंसिस्टेंसी मेंटेन नहीं हो पाती है. दिस इज अनदर प्रॉब्लम व्हाई पीपल लूज इंटरेस्ट इन आंसर राइटिंग. सो दिस इज, सो जो समाचार वाणी प्लस प्रोग्राम है, एटलीस्ट ये आपका मिसमैच नहीं होगा, क्योंकि आपको जो 10 टॉपिक के ऊपर डिस्कशन होगा, यू विल बी वेरी वेल कॉन्फिडेंट ऑन दोस 10 टॉपिक्स. बेस्ड ऑन दोस 10 टॉपिक्स we will give you the questions only on those 10 topics. So at least the very first thing which you, the major advantage is कि हर वीक आपको 10 आंसर लिखोगे तो आपकी हैबिट डेवलप होगी. हर वीक when you will get your copy, evaluated copy, आपको आपकी वीकनेस पता चलेगी. You will come to know about the area of improvements as well. ठीक है. Along with that, you like gradually the current affair coverage, ये कवरेज आपकी बढ़ती जाएगी. जैसे मैंने बोला कि आफ्टर 1 year you will be at least having notes on 500 to 600 topics which will be exclusively important from the mains point of view. ठीक है. So this is the third advantage. उसके बाद, as far as the content, the presentation is concerned, after discussion, you will know how to present yourself, how to draw a flow chart, how to use the diagrams in the answer. Like what are the scope of these, because see guys, आप कितना भी content paper में लिख के आ जाओ, you will, like there is, you know, when evaluator evaluates the copy, basically he judge your paper on 2 parameter. One is the content and one is basically the one is the content and one is the art of answer writing, your presentation. Okay, so these are the 2 things basically you have to focus on. So after the discussion on those 10 questions, at least you will know कि हाँ भाई कैसे आंसर लिखना है, कैसे नहीं लिखना है. Okay, so these are the benefit of these this Samachar Vani plus program. So far anyone have any doubt, guys? Anyone?
No, sir. So far, so good.
Is everything clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is the reason why now you understand why I say it is an intense answer writing program. So don't take it कि हाँ ये खाली answer writing है. It is also about the current affair कि आपके 600 टॉपिक 500 टॉपिक कवर हो रहे हैं over the period of time. ठीक है, तो this is what you have to understand, guys. और जितना धीरे पढ़ोगे guys, जितना मतलब आराम से आप चीजों को कवर करोगे, उतना ज्यादा रिटेन करने में चीजों को इजी रहेगा. आप पूरी मैगजीन उठा के पढ़ लेते हो, एट द एंड ऑफ आफ्टर अ वीक अगेन यू थिंक कि यार चलो रिवाइज कर लेते हैं, कुछ कर लेते हैं. अब जैसे टुडे आई एम गोइंग टू कवर टॉपिक करंट अफेयर टॉपिक, ठीक है, उसके बाद जस्ट गिव मी द फीडबैक कि इतना होलिस्टिकली कवर करने के बाद I promise you guys, after 1 month, if someone will ask you to frame an answer in 150-250 word, you will be able to frame an answer. Maybe you might not be able to recall some important facts like the numbers and all, but I'm sure कि बाकी चीजें मतलब इसके थ्रू कवर हो जाएंगी. Okay, now so guys, the topic for today is, suppose there is I just want to see how your understanding is when it comes to the approach towards any main topic. So I'm going to write a context, guys, here. Okay, so the context here is the topic which we are going to discuss. Okay, I just want to show you how you should be approaching towards any topic. So context is, recently there is a free trade agreement signed between which countries? Anyone? Guys, newspaper पे ध्यान नहीं है. Israel and UAE. Now, why? See, this is just a news. This is just a news. अगर हम लोग वैसे न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ें तो फ्री ट्रेड अग्रीमेंट तो बहुत साइन होते रहते हैं. इंडिया नेपाल, इंडिया बांग्लादेश, इंडिया श्रीलंका, ऐसे फ्री ट्रेड अग्रीमेंट बहुत साइन होते रहते हैं. बट दिस इज कॉल्ड एज ए हिस्टोरिकल डील. Historical deal. So that is the reason why this topic becomes important from the, like, you should know each and everything. Now let me ask you guys, I just want your contribution. If you have to analyze this topic, what are the basic, what are the themes you are going to cover? What you think is important from the exam point of view? You have this news in front of you. Recently, free trade agreement signed between the Israel and UAE, and it is a historical deal. Now, tell me, what themes do you think is important to understand this news? Do you think, first tell me, is this important for prelims only or mains also?
For both.
Okay, for both. How it is important for the prelims and mains both? Prelims mein what do you think ki prelims mein question can be asked?
Location map based.
Location map based, yes. What else?
Crops, fruits, geography, climate.
वो लोकेशन में सी इतना डिटेल में यूपीएससी में नॉट आस्क यू. हाँ, बट चलो ठीक है. You said the location, which is ठीक है, fine. Location is important. Then you said you mean to say the kind of economy, trade, all these kind of stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so ठीक है, economy, trade, what else? Guys, about the free trade agreement itself, what it is, ठीक है. Now this is what I am interested in because brainstorming यहाँ पे होने वाली है. Now tell me what all you think you are going to cover. Guys, यही सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है. आई एम टेलिंग यू, अगर आपने ये चीज समझ ली, if you understood how to find the various themes for a particular topic, आधा मैं बता रहा हूँ 50% of game is over. Not even 50, 60, 70% is game is over. Because आपको अगर यही पता चल जाएगा what to read, तो आपको लगता नहीं है कि source is the source is going to be a problem. Is it a problem? अगर मैं आपको बता दूं,
No.
source is not going to be a problem, right? तो सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम यही है. This is a major problem, guys. Major problem यही है. What to read? What themes can you think? Themes निकालना किसी टॉपिक के अंदर से. और हम लोग क्या करते हैं, जब हम लोग कोई मैगजीन पढ़ते हैं तो वी डायरेक्टली जंप ऑन दिस. इसके ऊपर हम लोग फोकस ही नहीं करते हैं. तो आपका जो पहला स्टेप है, बेसिक स्टेप जो है, वही मिसिंग है आपकी प्रिपरेशन में. सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक हाउ इट इज गोइंग टू बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर यू? सो नाउ टेल मी, एनी वन ऑफ यू, आई वांट टू सी लाइक कहां तक आप लोग सोच सकते हो.
So possible factors which could have led to the signing of this free trade agreement.
पॉसिबल फैक्टर.
Yes, sir. Possible factors which could have led to the signing of this agreement, sir.
यार ठीक है, फाइन. पॉसिबल फैक्टर. सो
Another dimension can be its impact on the geopolitics of Middle East.
yes, चलो implication. You said the implication, right?
Economic impact on both the countries.
Okay, so that is the implication. Okay, it could be economically, geostrategically. ठीक है, what else?
Another can be, sir, its impact on India, as India has always to balance between these Arab nations and Israel. If they are going to cooperate, it will certainly benefit India.
Yes, that is a good point on India itself, right? Then what else?
Concerns about the FTA.
Not concern, challenges. Free trade deal sign हुई है, so there, but still some challenges exist. We will discuss that. Guys, most important thing, don't you think आपको पहले ये पता होना चाहिए कि why it is called historical deal itself? आपको नहीं लगता कि इसको हिस्टोरिकल क्यों बोला जा रहा है?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So because see guys, West Asia जो है ना, इस जो disturbance in West Asia, it is a very huge topic. Disturbance in West Asia is very huge topic. आपको ही पता है क्यों? There are so many terrorist activities going on. There is a dispute between Israel and Palestine, जो सबसे बड़ा issue है. जो religion के नाम पे जो countries establish हुई है Israel, right? उसका Palestine के साथ जो issue चल रहा है, that is the biggest debate. You need to understand. That is the reason historical deal बोला गया है, because जो Israel है, Israel कौन से religion पे based है?
Jewish.
Judaism.
Jews, right? And जो बाकी जो Israel जो है वेस्ट एशिया में जो बाकी नेशन है, वो कौन से हैं? वो they are Islamic countries, right? Right? So this is the reason कि this is the first time this deal has broke out कि किसी Jews countries ने किसी इस्लामिक कंट्रीज के साथ एक फ्री ट्रेड अग्रीमेंट साइन किया है. दिस इज द फर्स्ट टाइम this kind of arrangement has happened, and that is the reason this is historical deal. Okay, so this is the important thing you need to understand. Okay, so now if I have to just summarize, so first thing is, guys, the main theme of this topic, main themes of this topic are, first thing is history of dispute. Okay, this is what you need to understand, or the disturbance in West Asia. This is one thing, right? Second thing is, like someone said, about the free trade, about the arrangement or the agreement itself, which is not really important. Not really important. ठीक है, यहाँ आप खुद सोचो गाइस कि अगर देखो कोई भी चीज, कोई भी टॉपिक पढ़ने से पहले, guys, you should ask yourself what kind of questions can be framed from this topic. Do you think UPSC will ask you the feature of the agreement? Do you think, is it going to happen?
No.
No, sir.
Not at all, right? It is not going to happen. So this is not we should be focused on. Third thing is कि then आप एक चीज देखो guys, if आपको दो चीजें समझनी है, एक तो मेजर थीम हमने देखा कि क्या है कि वेस्ट एशिया में डिस्टरबेंस हो रहा है और उस डिस्टरबेंस के चलते ये मेजर डील साइन हुई है. सेकंड थिंग इज, अगर इंडिया के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखा जाए, why the entire world is talking about this deal? Why do you think? भाई अगर जैसे मैं बोलूं कि मलेशिया और जापान में कोई फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट साइन हो गया, मे बी से फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम इन द हिस्ट्री, डू यू थिंक कि वो जो न्यूज है, वी विल बी एबल टू कंपेयर विद दिस न्यूज? Will that news gain a momentum like this news has gained? Obviously not. So we need to understand why everyone is talking about this deal. So you should know the significance of West Asia. Don't you think this is important? That is the reason why everyone is talking about this West Asia. Even India is so much concerned about this. They are the oil producing states. So much of hydrocarbons availability is there in those nations, in those region. So significance of West Asia is extremely important. Even अगर हम negative side देखें तो terrorism is also there. War on the name of religion is there. So instability है वहां पे बहुत region में, लेकिन सिग्निफिकेंस भी है बिकॉज ऑफ एनर्जी. आपको भी पता है कि आज 21st सेंचुरी में एनर्जी इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर ड्राइविंग द एंटायर ग्लोबल वर्ल्ड. सो सिग्निफिकेंस जानना बहुत जरूरी है पहले आपको वेस्ट एशिया का. ठीक है, उसके बाद द फोर्थ थीम विच यू कैन थिंक ऑफ कि जो सिग्निफिकेंस हो गया, व्हाट एल्स डू यू थिंक, व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस still exist? जैसे मैंने बोला कि टेररिज्म है, ठीक है, उसके बाद आपका लाइक वॉर ऑन द नेम ऑफ रिलीजन, जैसे पैलेस्टाइन जो है, इट माइट नॉट एक्सेप्ट दिस डील बिकॉज पैलेस्टाइन जो जेरूसलेम में है, इट इज बेसिकली एरिया वेयर who are residing in Palestine, like what are, yes, the Muslim population are there, right? Islam, this is the Islamic countries. So they will not accept this. So you need to know कि challenges क्या क्या हैं अभी भी वहां पे. Similarly China वहां पे huge investment कर रहा है, ठीक है. Then we also have Shia and Shia-Sunni conflict. So these are the challenge which is still going to persist in that region, right? So this is how, guys, you have to understand basically कि क्या चीज होनी चाहिए. So now after the challenges, now it comes to the way forward, how we should be dealing, the India should be dealing with the situation. So now we have, guys, all the dimensions, right? Don't you think now any other thing we are missing? Anyone can tell me?
Sir, India's implication will be covered in significance of West Asia.
Yes. No, one is significance of West Asia is one thing. As far as the India is concerned, like why like how the West Asia is important for India, that will be a different thing. But yes, more or less, अगर किसी कंट्री में जब हम लोगों को पता चल गया है कि किसी कंट्री में what is the significance of that region, so obviously don't you think it will be easier for you to connect the points, like why India should be looking for towards that region? भाई अगर वहां पे हाइड्रोकार्बन है तो इंडिया जो पॉलिसी बनाएगा, जो इंडिया का इंटरेस्ट होगा, it will be towards hydrocarbon only, right?
Yes.
So it is quite easy to link the points. So this is how, guys, you should understand. First, you should know how you should be basically extracting the theme from the topic when you are preparing for, like if you are preparing for from the main point of view. Yes.
Sir, you mean to say significance of this deal will be implicitly covered in significance of West Asia for India?
अच्छा एक चीज बताओ यार, let me ask you one thing, okay? क्या डील हुई है? फ्री ट्रेड अग्रीमेंट की, right? This was the deal.
Yes.
Now tell me, what are you going to write from the mains perspective in this? Obviously, इकोनॉमी को बढ़ावा मिलेगा, जो ट्रेड है ये बूस्ट होगा, ट्रांसफर ऑफ
स्टेबिलिटी,
yes, ट्रांसफर ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजीज will take place. हेल्थ सेक्टर में हो, चाहे वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर में हो, it could be anything. Ease of doing business. ठीक है? Then आपका एम्प्लॉयमेंट, ठीक है? Then geo-economics will prevail over geopolitics. ये मतलब समझ में आया, गाइस? Geo-economics will prevail over geopolitics. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. जैसे अब रशिया और यूक्रेन वॉर क्यों नहीं, मतलब क्यों now it has been stalled, जो थोड़ी बहुत तो चलती रहेगी. Why it could not further intensified? Because of the geo-economics. All the world came together. They started thinking कि यार World War III होगी तो there will be a huge losses to each and every country. So there the geo-economic has replaced the geopolitics. Geopolitics क्या होता है? When we, जब हम लोग दो countries के बारे में बात करते हैं related to the border, related to the land, that is geopolitics. But when we talk about the geo-economics, we talk about the trade, the economy, the tariff, the free trade agreement. So अगर ये फ्री ट्रेड डील है, दिस इज जियो इकोनॉमिक्स. सो अब आगे से अगर दो कंट्री हैं, जैसे इजराइल, राइट? इफ इजराइल इज लाइक ज्यूज एंड यूएई इज, we have Muslim countries, right? So now next, if in future they cannot think of any conflict at all. क्यों? क्योंकि वहां पे जो लॉबी होगी वो जियो इकोनॉमिक्स लेवल पे होगी. इट विल बी नॉट एट द जियो पॉलिटिकल लेवल. सिमिलरली जो एंटायर रीजन है, अब आपको पता है कि जो यूएई एंड इजराइल, दे आर along with the Saudi Arabia, though Saudi Arabia is has not entered in any deal, but Saudi Arabia is going to maintain a neutral stand in this case. So ये तीन countries, they are the most powerful in that region in terms of technology, in terms of defense, in terms of energy in terms of the growth. So अब आप खुद सोचो कि these points, like whoever have asked the question कि benefit of free trade agreement, guys, ये सब चीजें क्या आपको लगता है आपको पढ़ने की भी जरूरत है? और यूपीएससी पूछेगा भी नहीं. These are very generic points. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. और ये जो पॉइंट्स मैंने बताए हैं गाइस, दिस इज यूनिवर्सल पॉइंट. आप कहीं पर भी इनको उठा के कॉपी पेस्ट मार दो. So this is how basically you have to link the things. Okay. The most important thing is, guys, you need to understand from this entire topic is the most important point are you need to understand why West Asia is important, the significance of West Asia for the world, and why, like I'll just write it down. Let me erase it, guys. I'm sorry, I'm new on this pen tablet, so I don't know how to erase this. Okay, so yeah, so the most important point is this, why West Asia is important. Second thing is benefit for India. ठीक है, benefit of India because of normalization in relation in the Arab world. ठीक है. Third thing is basically challenges which still persist. जैसे मैंने आपको बोला, टेररिज्म हो गया, ठीक है, चाइना फैक्टर हो गया, ये सब इंडिया के लिए चैलेंजेस हैं गाइस. ठीक है, टेररिज्म हो गया, चाइना का इन्फ्लुएंस हो गया, शिया सुन्नी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो गया. ठीक है, उसके बाद आपका न्यूट्रल स्टैंड जो है इंडिया का इजराइल पैलेस्टीन वॉर में. ठीक है, देन चैलेंजेस हो गया इन्वेस्टमेंट. इंडिया का जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है इन दिस रीजन, इट इज वेरी लेस. ठीक है, दिस इज अनदर थिंग. वहीं पे चाइना बहुत पोर्ट्स एस्टैब्लिश कर रहा है, वहां पे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे ध्यान दे रहा है. ठीक है, सो दिस इज अनदर पॉइंट टू अंडरस्टैंड. ये चैलेंजेस हो गए. फिर दूसरी चीज अगर हम देखें तो जो चाइना है, सॉरी, पाकिस्तान वाला एंगल, राइट. सो अनदर फैक्टर वी हैव इज पाकिस्तान फैक्टर. Obviously those nations are tilted towards the Pakistan because on the name of religion, Arab world के साथ. ठीक है, so this is another thing. फिर हमारी internal politics, this is another region. जैसे internal politics का example anyone can give me in a recent time?
So the recent blasphemy remarks.
Yes, the remark. आपको पता है ना, पूरा अरब वर्ल्ड now is condemning the stand of India on this. So these are the challenges. So this is how, guys, you have to think in. अब इसके आगे आप एक पॉइंट और ऐड कर दो, वे फॉरवर्ड. हाउ इंडिया शुड बेसिकली एक्ट और रिएक्ट. अब गाइस इसमें देखो, व्हेन आपके सामने चैलेंजेस आ चुके हैं ये सब, ठीक है, अब वे फॉरवर्ड अगर आप कुछ अलग ही लिखने वाले हो इनके अलावा, यू विल नॉट गेट द मार्क्स. आप लिंक करो ना कि इसके लिए क्या वे फॉरवर्ड हो सकता है, इसके लिए वे फॉरवर्ड क्या हो सकता है, पाकिस्तान के लिए क्या हो सकता है, इंटरनल पॉलिटिक्स के लिए क्या हो सकता है. So that is how basically you have to think in order to understand the entire topic. Okay, so now you understood, guys, how the topic should be analyzed and how to find the themes, and most importantly now you understood what are the benefit of analyzing the topic. Guys, कितना टाइम लगा इस टॉपिक को कवर करने में? बेसिकली हमको देखा जाए तो मुश्किल से not even 30 minutes we took to identify the themes. Now after identifying these themes, do you think it will be difficult for you to find the content? और आपको एक दो पॉइंट भी अगर पता होगा तो you will be able to frame the answer. Guys, I'm telling you one thing. मेंस के आंसर में अगर आपने शिया सुन्नी कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बिटवीन which countries, Iran and guys, West
Saudi
Asia,
Arabia.
yes, Saudi, इतना भी लिख दिया ना आपने, just 5 वर्ड, you will get the marks. आपको एक्सप्लेन नहीं करनी होती है चीजें, आपको आपने इवैल्यूएटर को बता दी. yes, so this is how you should prepare the notes also. तो बस इतना लिख दिया, you are done. इन्वेस्टमेंट इज वेरी लेस एज कंपेयर टू चाइना. यहाँ पे एक फिगर लिख दो, जैसे $2.5 बिलियन, ठीक है, एज कंपेयर टू चाइना $50 बिलियन. बस इतना लिख दिया आपने, बहुत है. अरब वर्ल्ड इज टिल्टेड टुवर्ड्स द पाकिस्तान, बस इतना बहुत है. लेकिन आपको बस पता होना चाहिए कि कौन कौन सी डायमेंशंस वी आर गोइंग टू कवर. ओके, सो is the screen visible?
Yes.
Is it clearly visible, or do I need to?
You need to zoom in a bit.
But I don't know how, from where to zoom it. I think there is no option.
That's okay. Are you going to give these notes to us?
Yes, we will.
Then don't worry.
Okay, great. From next time, I'll take care that the screen is visible. Okay, so I'll try. No, it's not happening here. Okay, so I think it's not like, at least you can see, right?
Yeah, it's just a bit small. That's it. The font is small, nothing else.
Okay, I think it's. From next time, whenever I'll import the PDF, I'll make sure the context is like the fonts are bigger. So guys, this is how I have prepared the document which I'll be sharing with you. So basically, the first thing you need to understand कि जैसे मैंने बोला कि it was a historical deal. Before that, there was only 2 deal was signed between like in the Arab countries, and that deal was basically the Egypt. And between Egypt was the first state to sign a peace deal with the Israel in 1975. Okay, and the second was Jordan signed a peace deal pact in 1994. Okay, so guys, don't you think this kind of information can be asked in the prelims? These two information. Ki Israel is the first country, or Israel is the first country, or sorry, UAE is the first country in the Arab world to sign a peace deal or any deal to normalize the situation in the Arab world. So here, this is a fact, important fact. Egypt was the first Arab state to sign a peace deal with Israel in 1979, and Jordan signed the peace deal pact in 1994. ठीक है. After that, guys, there was an Abraham Accord which was signed, between the Israel, UAE, and Bahrain, and it was mediated by the USA. So basically, it was, I think, after the 26th year, this Abraham Accord was signed. So now this Abraham Accord is itself important to know. UPSC में आपने देखा होगा, when the UPSC asked the question, it just asked like Abraham Accord is recently seen in the news in context of. So this kind of factual information is also important. You should know the Abraham Accord was also one kind of accord which was, signed, and it was mediated by the USA to normalize the situation in Israel and the Arab world. So as you see, Israel, UAE, and Bahrain was the part of this Abraham Accord. अब इसमें अब्राहम अकॉर्ड के फीचर्स में गाइस जाने की ज्यादा वो नहीं है, कोई मतलब नहीं है, because again these are very generic features like establishing embassies and working together across a range of sectors like tourism, trade. Okay, the Abraham Accord also opened the doors for Muslim around the world, and following the signing the accord, Sudan and Morocco also normalized the relation. with the Israel in the same year. So basically, it is just because the stability in the region, you know, every country in the Arab world are thinking now to normalize the situation basically in the region. So this is the impact of Abraham Accord, but it was not so significant. It was just a accord. It was not like an agreement, like we have a free trade agreement. Okay. So this is like someone asked me, what is the significance of this deal? The deal which we talked about, you know, the free trade agreement between the Israel and UAE. So just for to give you the little bit hint about what are the significance of this deal. So this is I was talking about great economic potential, right? Because UAE is the second largest economy in the Arab world, guys. Okay, after the Saudi Arabia. That is the reason why. If अब ये सोचो कि UAE अगर if this is the second largest economy in the Arab world, then क्या फायदा होगा गाइस अगर UAE अगर तो बेसिकली यहाँ पे ये चीज सिग्निफाई होती है कि जो UAE है, UAE अगर if UAE is taking any step further, right, तो जो इसका जो बेनिफिट होगा वो नीचे जो स्मॉल कंट्रीज हैं, ठीक है, so, उनके ऊपर रिफ्लेक्ट होगा, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली जब प्रॉस्पेरिटी यूएई में आएगी तो इट विल बी रिफ्लेक्टेड इन द अदर स्मॉल कंट्रीज एज वेल. सो दैट इज द रीजन, बिकॉज सी अगर यूएई की इकोनॉमी ग्रो होगी तो यूएई क्या करेगा, इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट ज्यादा करेगा, इट विल रॉ मटेरियल के लिए ज्यादा डिपेंडेंट होगा अदर कंट्रीज के ऊपर. सो दैट इज द रीजन. देन एक्सेस टू मार्केट एंड लोअर टैरिफ, दिस इज अनदर. Obviously अब इस चीज फ्री ट्रेड अग्रीमेंट का दिस इज एडवांटेज, एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई सेड, create jobs, promote new skills, deepen cooperation, increase trade and business. Very common point. Boost up trade. UAE and Israel trade will exceed 2 billion in 2022 and around 5 billion by 2027 in 5 years. So these are just the very basic points. So importance of significance of this deal is not really very important, which UPSC may ask you. Okay, so but the most important thing is, guys, now you have to understand, जैसे कि यहाँ पे मैंने लिखा है कि another significance is the regional development, कि यहाँ पे regional development भी होगा when these country will rise. Okay, so significance part is not really that important, but you need to understand this part, guys. This is what I was talking about when we disturbance in the West Asia. Okay, so disturbance in West Asia is basically you need to go in the background कि वहां पे क्यों disturbance हुआ था West Asia में. Guys, do not go into very deep. UPSC will not ask you the questions related to the historical perspective of this region. बस आपको इतना पता होना चाहिए कि इजराइल और पैलेस्टीन इशू जो मेजर इशू है वहां पे क्यों हुआ था. तो सबसे बड़ा रीजन ये है, गाइस, यूरोपियन पावर एंड इंपेरियलिज्म. जैसे आपको ही पता है, गाइस, इंडिया में व्हेन द ब्रिटिश केम, व्हेन दे लेफ्ट इंडिया, राइट, सो दे लेफ्ट इंडिया without any proper demarcation of the boundaries with Pakistan, China, Bhutan, Nepal. वो ऐसे ही बस चले गए, right? So this was another reason why the conflict started between the Israel and Palestine, कि कोई proper demarcation नहीं था. After another factor was the Arab nationalism, Muslim Christian dispute. Obviously आपको भी पता है कि जब जो ये वेस्टर्न एशिया वाला पार्ट है, it is basically connected with the Europe, right? So जो क्रिश्चियन थे, they were trying to establish, or they were trying to, you know, spread the Christianity in the area. But since the Arab world has a Muslim population, they were trying to basically oppose the spread of Christianity as a religion in that region, right? So obviously जब किसी एरिया में दोनों रिलीजन आएंगे तो वहां पे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट तो होगा ही होगा, राइट? सो दिस इज, बस इतना ही गाइस आपको समझना है, और इससे ज्यादा और कुछ नहीं लिखना है, कि यूरोपियन पावर्स जो थे उनका इंपेरियलिज्म वाज वन फैक्टर, अरब नेशनलिज्म वाज सेकंड फैक्टर, एंड मूवमेंट लेड बाय ज्यूज. ठीक है, ज्यूज डिसाइडेड टू सेटल इन जेरूसलेम, ऑटोमन एम्पायर हैड कैप्चर्ड इट. Jerusalem an ancient place for Muslim and Jew settlement. So guys, जो Jerusalem है, which is जो अभी Palestine है basically, तो Jerusalem क्या था पहले? It was a ancient place of 3 religion. कौन कौन सा religion थे guys वो? Why Jerusalem was important in the history? Anyone?
It's the birthplace of 3 religions: Judaism, Islam, and Christianity.
Yes, I mean, I'll tell you later on. There was a temple which is important. Okay, there is a temple which is important for all the religion: Muslim, Christian, and Jews. So that the Jerusalem was an ancient place basically. Okay, तो जब ancient place for all the 3 religion, तो अब obviously क्या होगा कि जो Muslims and they will also try to capture, Christian will also try to capture, and Jews will also try to capture. So obviously conflict hona is inevitable, right? So that is the reason why this entire area is still in a situation of conflict because of these 3 factors. अब आपको समझ में आ गया होगा गाइस कि जो entire West Asia है, जो इजराइल और पैलेस्टीन है, why they are fighting. Okay, so basically यहाँ पे मैंने वो दिया है कि एक टाइमलाइन दी है कि how this entire, like basically you need to also understand कि how the Israel was formed. Okay, then probably you will get the entire idea. So basically क्या था 1961 में जब वर्ल्ड वॉर चल रही थी, ठीक है, so allied forces, it was basically won the war and it was led by the Britain, right? So जब ब्रिटेन उस जो ब्रिटिश कंट्रीज थी, when they won the war, first world war, they signed a Sykes-Picot agreement, and this agreement was signed between the Britain and France. Okay, तब तक क्या था guys वहां पे जो जेरूसलेम था, it was held by the Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire, it was basically a Arab, okay, the Muslim world, Ottoman Empire, ये आपने सुना होगा, क्योंकि उस टाइम तक इजराइल फॉर्म नहीं हुआ था, तो ज्यूज वहां पे थे. They were trying to capture the area, but Israel was not recognized. So Jerusalem में mainly it was a Ottoman Empire which was there when the World War I was fought. Okay, फिर इस Sykes-Picot agreement sign हुआ जिसमें between the Britain and France, and ये decide हुआ कि जो Palestine, guys spelling is wrong, Palestine to be given to the British. Okay, so जो Palestine था वो Britishers को के अंडर में आ गया. Then in 1917 Balfour Declaration was signed. Then it was declared that it was the Palestine region, okay, it was declared that it is going to be a national home for the Jewish people. क्योंकि उस समय ब्रिटेन का वहां पे पूरा राज था, तो ब्रिटेन ने क्या बोला कि since it was an ancient place for Jews, then this area will be given to the Jewish people only. फिर 1939 सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर में आपको पता है कि जर्मनी ने जब स्टार्टेड वॉर, व्हेन पार्टिसिपेटेड इन द वर्ल्ड वॉर 2, उन्होंने बहुत सारे पैलेस्टीन लाइक ज्यूज को प्रोसिक्यूट किया, राइट? तो वो एक टाइम था व्हेन द पैलेस्टीन विटनेस्ड द वेरी हेवी इन्फ्लक्स ऑफ Jews in the country, in the Palestine region, or you can say in the Jerusalem. Okay, then in 1947, after the world war got over, British referred the matter to the United Nations. United Nations ने 1948 में बोला कि जो जेरूसलेम है, जो it will be like there जो United Nations ने बोला, now there will be a 2 state which will be carved out from that region. One is the Israel and one is the Palestine. ठीक है, तो अब इजराइल जो था, it is based on the religion only. Which religion? Jews. And Palestine, it was again, like I said, the Muslim world, the Arab world. So now you understand, guys, ki why the entire region is under the conflict. वेस्ट एशिया क्यों इतना डिस्टर्ब रहता है? क्यों? क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम ही रिलीजन से स्टार्ट हुई है. बिकॉज जो जेरूसलेम था, इट वाज बेसिकली अ एंशिएंट प्लेस फॉर मुस्लिम, क्रिश्चियंस एंड ज्यूज. So during the imperialism, when the European powers got control over the Jerusalem, Ottoman Empire को remove कर दिया गया and वहां पे Jews को permission दे दी गई कि yes, now it is a national home for you people. अब जब Jews को Jerusalem दे दिया गया, guys, so obviously the entire Arab world will fight with the Israel. They started fighting, right? तो उसके बाद काफी वॉर हुई, छोटे मतलब छोटे लेवल पे, नॉट ऑन द बिग स्केल, ठीक है, which is not really important from the UPSC point of view. But आपको बस इतना पता होना चाहिए कि this is how the West Asia, this is why the West Asia is basically disturbed. Okay, is it clear everything? Yes, anyone have any doubt? Okay, so now this is how you see, guys, how the Israel started, capturing more and more area. So in 1947, can you see ki this was a Palestine, right? And after that, when in 1947, when the partition took place, Israel started like these areas. Now in 49 and between 49 and 67, Israel captured all this. Now you see only this is a West Bank and only these are the population. So this is the expansion of Israeli force. अभी यही तो डिबेट चल रहा है ना, इजरायली क्या करता है, वेस्ट बैंक के ऊपर अटैक कर रहा है, दिस इज द वेस्ट बैंक. इजराइल बोल रहा है मैं ये भी कैप्चर कर लूंगा, ये भी कैप्चर कर लूंगा, राइट? So that is the reason why there is always, you will find a conflict in this region. So this is very important to understand. History, guys, I'm not expecting any historical the question from the historical perspective, but ये चीज बस आपको मैंने इसीलिए समझाई है so that अब आगे आपको समझने में इशू नहीं आएगा. Now if someone will ask you कि भाई what is the debate, why there is a problem in the West Asia, now at least you will be able to answer it कि भाई 3 reason थे why all the disturbance started in that region. And now can you imagine, now you will understand why this deal is historically important. This is the answer. Because Israel is based on a different religion and Arab world is one side, Israel is on another side. So ये deal जो sign हुई है, that is the reason it is historical important. Okay, guys. So apart from that, now the next dimension is why West Asia is important for India, okay, or even for the global world. So first thing is geopolitical. Because geopolitical, why geopolitical? Because West Asia occupies important position in the international relation due to geographical location and proximity to continent and countries like South Asia, China, Central Asia, Europe, and Africa. So this is one point. Second point is energy security. This is what I have told. 70% of India imported energy needs come from the West Asia. 70%, guys. It is the world's largest oil producing region, accounting for 34% of the world population and 45% of the crude oil exports. Indian diaspora, 6 Western countries, UAE, Saudi Arabia. Cultural region, India hosts 3rd largest Muslim population in the world. So obviously it is important for India to have a good relation with the Arab world. Regional connectivity, India has invested in Iran's Chabahar port, which is expected to be bridge of trade between India, Iran, and Central Asia along Afghanistan. Then defense, आपको पता है guys, Israel से we are importing like huge, like all the defense equipment, right? the technology. So this is again important. Regional stability, like I said, कि अगर उस पूरे रीजन में स्टेबिलिटी नहीं रहेगी तो टेररिज्म को बढ़ावा मिलेगा, तो कहीं ना कहीं इट विल आल्सो इम्पैक्ट इंडिया, राइट? सो गाइस, कोई भी रीजन, कोई भी इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन की न्यूज जब भी आए आपके सामने, ठीक है, इंटरनेशनल रीजन के ऊपर, ऑलवेज यू हैव टू मेक श्योर कि आपको ये सारी जो थीम्स हैं, जियोपॉलिटिकल, एनर्जी, इंडियन डायस्पोरा, कल्चरल, region connectivity, defense and regional stability, these are all basically, you can say, the umbrella terms. किसी भी कंट्रीज के बारे में आप इंटरनेशनल रिलेशन को पढ़ते हो, किसी भी रीजन को आप पढ़ते हो, ठीक है, चाहे वो साउथ पैसिफिक हो, इंडो पैसिफिक रीजन हो, साउथ ईस्ट एशिया हो, कुछ भी हो, ऑलवेज हमेशा ध्यान में रखना गाइस, आपको ये सारी थीम्स पता होनी चाहिए। बस खाली आपको अप्लाई करनी है, एंड यू जस्ट हैव टू हैव वन एग्जांपल। जैसे कि एग्जांपल क्या है इसमें कि एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी में 70% ऑफ इंडिया इंपोर्ट एनर्जी नीड्स कम फ्रॉम द वेस्ट एशिया। फिर इंडियन डायस्पोरा क्या है, 70% ऑफ ऑल इंडिया हु लिव्ड अब्रॉड they are in the six West Asian countries like UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Oman and Qatar. इसी में अगर मैं एक चीज और बोलूं, रेमिटेंसेस, राइट? जब डायस्पोरा है तो रेमिटेंसेस इज आल्सो गोइंग टू प्ले इंपॉर्टेंट रोल फॉर इंडिया, राइट? सो दिस इज हाउ guys, basically you have to build up the thought process. Okay, so apart from that, any other advantage, any other importance guys? if किसी ने अगर वेस्ट एशिया या किसी का अगर पॉलिटिकल साइंस वो हो ऑप्शनल, कुछ कोई बता कोई एनी वैल्यू एडिशन पॉइंट कैन समवन डू हियर?
सर क्वाड 2.0 में इसकी सिग्निफिकेंस?
अरे वो बाद में आएगा। क्वाड 2.0 स्टिल अंडर द टॉक, इट इज नॉट फॉर्मुला, लाइक अभी वो एस्टैब्लिश नहीं हुआ है, राइट? स्टिल इन, it is under the talk. So we will I mean we are going to cover that, but not in the significance. Now yes guys, few more point. Maritime diplomacy, right? So this is another point you need to understand. West Asia is an integral part of Indo-Pacific maritime domain. So आपको ही पता है कि जो Indo-Pacific इस समय जो टर्म है, it is a very hot term in the international relation. अभी यूएस ने एक फ्रेमवर्क भी पास किया है, राइट? फ्रेमवर्क passed by the USA. We are going to cover that when it will be in the news. Framework by the USA on Indo-Pacific. So जब US and the developed world are talking about this region, so obviously maritime diplomacy is another important factor. Then we have naval cooperation with Oman. आपको पता है गल्फ ऑफ एडन एंड ऑल, वहां पे पायरेसी के केसेस बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं। तो अगर इंडिया का कोई शिप, कोई कंटेनर, अगर इफ इट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द यूरोपियन कंट्रीज और मे बी फ्रॉम दिस रीजन, गल्फ कंट्रीज, सो पायरेसी कुड बी some one factor, or it is an important point, or important area where India needs to be focused. So this is another significance. Now guys, the challenges which I was talking about, so these are challenges which we have already discussed, like political constraint, okay, India's narrow bureaucratic approach towards the Gulf. For example, India viewed Gulf countries through the prism of Pakistan. Then low investment, this is I was talking about. FDI from the GCC countries, global Gulf countries, between 2014 is stagnant at 3.2 billion. Okay. Then we have a China factor. China factor is basically, this is what I was talking about, the investment done by the China. So China has made a rapid, inroads in the Gulf by having acquired equity stakes in the region. and it has also been involved into making inroads to West Asia through One Belt, One Road initiative. We have Hafia port has been expanded by China. Then we have Ashdod port, which is the only port Israel has in the Mediterranean Sea. Guys, अब ये सब port जो है, Ashdod port, Hafia port, don't you think it is important from the prelims point of view? From the mapping perspective, don't you think it is important? It is important, guys, very extremely important. ठीक है. India's incapacity to manage its own periphery, South Asia, has made Gulf Arabs more inclined to seek China as better security partner than India. Obviously, जब India की investment ही नहीं रहेगी, guys, कोई bilateral treaties ही नहीं है India की किसी countries के साथ, bilateral level पे कोई talk ही नहीं है इन countries के साथ, तो obviously these countries will be inclined towards the China. Then Pakistan factor is another reason. India's trust deficit with Pakistan has widened again. So this is another reason. And then Arab slowdown and nationalization. Okay, so this point talks about the entire region, because entire region is under the pressure because of the decline oil and gas prices. अब guys देखो ये point जो है, it is quite, आप इसको इस तरीके से भी समझ सकते हो कि बिकॉज ऑफ द क्लाइमेट चेंज क्या चीज हो रही है. क्लाइमेट चेंज की वजह से क्या हो रहा है कि वी आर फोकसिंग मोर ऑन व्हाट, ग्रीन फ्यूल, राइट, लाइक सोलर एनर्जी, विंड एनर्जी, राइट. सो जब हम लोग इस एनर्जी पे फोकस कर रहे हैं तो जो ऑयल एंड गैस प्राइसेस हैं, इनकी डिमांड जो है ये कम हो जाएगी. When the demand will be lower, then the price will also be lower. So that is, and आपको ही पता है कि जो अरब इकोनॉमी है, it is dependent on the oil and gas only. So जब डिमांड कम होगी, प्राइस कम होगा, तो obviously ये it will bring instability in the region. Why instability in the region? Because they will start fighting, not like on a ground, but at the economic level, right? So these are the reason why Arab slowdown and nationalization is a problem. Okay, guys. So this is one thing. Now there are some external factor which we are going to talk. जैसे कि जो डील साइन हुई है, right? इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि the entire world is going to get immediate benefit, because there are some external factor which can influence the relation between India and the Arab world. What could be those? This is, we have discussed already, guys. One is Palestinians have not embraced the USA vision, right? Palestinians believe that normalization agreement with UAE serves only Israel interest and not their own. Obviously, Palestine क्यों support करेगा, guys? Israel के stand को, I mean the deal between Israel and UAE, because Palestine तो खुद परेशान है कि Israel ने हमारा सारा जो एरिया था वो कैप्चर कर लिया है. Then Shia Sunni rift in the region. This is what we have discussed कि between Iran and Saudi Arabia. So जब इस conflict इन दो कंट्रीज में होगा तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा? रीजनल इंस्टेबिलिटी. रीजनल इंस्टेबिलिटी डेवलप होगी. जब इंस्टेबिलिटी रीजन में डेवलप होगी तो ऑब्वियसली इंडिया क्यों इन्वेस्ट करेगा, क्यों पोर्ट बनाएगा? खुद सोचो गाइस इस चीज को. तो इंडिया खुद उस चीज को प्रमोट नहीं करेगा. सो दिस इज अनदर एक्सटर्नल चैलेंज. नाउ द थर्ड अनदर थिंग इज टेररिज्म. टेररिज्म कहाँ पे है, गाइस? द राइज ऑफ इस्लामिक स्टेट इन इराक एंड सीरिया. अब आपको ही पता है कि किसी रीजन में अगर टेररिज्म है, इफ द टेररिज्म इज प्रिवेलिंग इन दैट पर्टिकुलर रीजन, वहां पे कंट्रीज विल हेजिटेट, दे विल नॉट इन्वेस्ट. तो अब इस्लामिक स्टेट इन इराक एंड सीरिया इज द मोस्ट डिस्टर्बिंग ट्रेंड, यू नो. सो अगेन इट विल हैम्पर व्हाट? इन्वेस्टमेंट इन द रीजन, right? Investment and development. और इंडिया रिस्क नहीं लेगा. इंडिया can't take risk. Now we have discussed Pakistan is a close ally of many Western Asian countries, especially GCC. India's close relation with Israel is another sore point in with the West Asia. अब guys आपको ही पता है, जैसे हमने बताया था कि इजराइल, इंडिया और इजराइल, they have a very deep ties, right? Because of defense. इंडिया जो है काफी डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट टेक्नोलॉजी इंपोर्ट करता है इजराइल से. सो अरब वर्ल्ड जो है वो समझता है कि लाइक ऑब्वियसली फॉर अरब वर्ल्ड इट विल बी अ काइंड ऑफ समथिंग व्हिच द अरब वर्ल्ड विल नॉट लाइक, बिकॉज अरब वर्ल्ड नहीं चाहेगा कि इजराइल जो है वो इकोनॉमिकली डेवलप हो या उसके किसी और कंट्री के साथ टाइज अच्छे हों. तो बोलते हैं ना कि दुश्मन का दोस्त इज ऑल्सो दुश्मन, राइट? सो इजराइल अगर दुश्मन है तो इंडिया भी कहीं ना कहीं, इंडिया के लिए भी सेंटिमेंट्स नेगेटिव हो सकते हैं अगर ये टाइज ज्यादा डीप में रही तो दिस इज अनदर चैलेंज. सो अगेन द लास्ट पॉइंट इज इंडियाज क्लोज रिलेशन विद ईरान may antagonize Saudi Arabia. अब guys, why India's close relationship with Iran? Because of energy need, right? क्योंकि पहले Iran was the country from where India used to import the oil, the largest, Iran was the largest exporter of oil to India. So this can further, disturb the relation with the Saudi Arabia. So these are the external challenges which you need to understand. Now the way forward now this is the way forward, guys. कि अब आपको इतने सारे challenges पता चल गए हैं, तो way forward, do you think it is difficult to identify what could be the way forward? जैसे like someone has said, the new quad is another win-win proposition, right, for all the countries, because of the fundamental interest of India in energy security, food security. Then we have diaspora, trade, investment. So quad जो है, quad is going to sign between which countries, guys? India, new quad, US, Israel and
UAE.
yes, UAE. तो यहाँ पे अगर ये 4 countries मिलके new quad बना लेंगी तो basically it will be a step forward, but this quad is still in the birth state. It is not yet finalized, I guess. So India can push towards the development or the formation of this new quad. Okay, then utilizing the opportunity, large workforce from India, capital from UAE, and the technology and skilled manpower from US and Israel can be put together for synergizing a productive aspects. ठीक है, अब इसमें guys ये देखने में तो बहुत जेनरिक स्टेटमेंट लग रही है, बट इसमें आप हर सेक्टर को इसको लिंक कर सकते हो, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग को, ठीक है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को, ठीक है, एनर्जी सेक्टर को, हॉस्पिटल्स, हेल्थ सेक्टर को, एवरीथिंग कैन कम अंडर दिस. ओके, देन स्ट्रेंथनिंग मिलिट्री टाइज. इंडिया मस्ट परस्यू इट्स पॉलिसी टू परस्यू क्लोज मिलिट्री रिलेशन विद द पर्शियन गल्फ एंड गल्फ ऑफ एडन फॉर मैरीटाइम सिक्योरिटी. Guys, again, don't you think this location is important from the prelims point of view? UPSC पूछ भी चुका है शायद, I think ये, ठीक है. Then dealing with the look west policy. Look west policy में बहुत सारे constraints हैं, जैसे हमने बोला conflict between Iran and Saudi Arabia. So India needs to have a balanced approach when dealing with Iran and Saudi Arabia. It should not show its tilt towards any of the countries. Okay, so that is the reason why dealing with the look west policy. So look west policy, we are still in the stage of look west policy, not act west policy. So when India will start act west policy, like we have act east policy, then India needs to balance the interest with both the countries, Iran and Saudi Arabia. So this is another way forward which we can think of. Then focus on the infrastructure. Like हमने China का example देखा guys कि China invest कर रहा है. So India should also take its stand, like financing the connectivity project, such as UAE was the first countries that got Huawei A Chinese MNC assistance for 5G project, right? So अब इंडिया जो है वो किस में कर सकता है, जैसे हेल्थ सेक्टर में कर सकता है, ठीक है, इंडिया के पास. देन उसके बाद आईटी सेक्टर जो है इंडिया का, इट इज वेल डेवलप्ड, राइट? सो आईटी सेक्टर जो है इंडिया का है, वो इंडिया जो है आईटी सेक्टर को प्रमोट कर सकता है इन दोस कंट्रीज, राइट? एजुकेशन के मामले में कर सकता है. So any kind of initiative in this field will give a strength to India, basically to establish a good relation or deepen the relationship with the Arab world. Okay, so these are the points, guys, which we have discussed, and there are some value addition point I have mentioned, like why in the beginning I have told you why this ancient city of Jerusalem is important. So this is what I was talking about, the Temple Mount. Okay, it is on a hill in Jerusalem. So for Jews, it is an area that Jews refer as the sacrificial site of Abraham's son Isaac. Okay, as per the Jews legend, Abraham went to sacrifice his son Isaac on God's demand to prove his religion. So now you can imagine how important it is. For Muslim, why it is important, guys? Because it is the third holiest site in Islam after the Mecca and Medina of Saudi Arabia. Okay, and Muslim believe that their prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven from this site only. So this dome of rock and Al-Aqsa mosque is basically you can say a mosque in that particular temple wall or temple mount, which is being which is important for the Muslim or Arab world. For Christian, it is believed that the Old Testament of Bible mentioned this place to have been visited by various prophets, and it was also said to be visited by Jesus according to the New Testament. So वहाँ पे Christians के लिए क्या है? Church of Holy Sepulchre, constructed in 335 AD. Okay, so these are the site which is not important, but yes, match the following के लिए you can, or even you just need to remember the example ki why it is important for Muslim, Christian and Jews. So guys, this is the important themes we have covered from this topic. Now I hope you understand why this approach is important. See guys, I'm telling you, go and read this news anywhere, from anywhere. Okay, like I have personally gone through many news and they are just talking about about the deal itself, like the benefit of deal, challenges. Okay, only very in a very you can say बहुत ही limited scope है उन सब articles का जो आपको net पे मिलेगा, जो magazine में मिलेंगे, उसके थ्रू आप question को attempt नहीं कर पाओगे. Take my word. I will give you the question, guys. I'll just add a question and I want you guys to attempt, and so that I will be able to see how you guys are. I'll just write down the question. Guys, कुछ भी आपको, मुझे नहीं लगता है कि अगर आपको देखना होगा तो आप खाली कंटेंट देख सकते हो, मतलब वैल्यू एडिशन पॉइंट देख सकते हो, बट कंटेंट basically what I'm trying to say is how you guys can basically frame the answer, what should be, how you are going to break the question demand, and what all subheadings you are going to use in your answer. That is only the thing which I want to see. I know maybe as of now you will not be able to recall all the facts, but कम से कम आप मुझे इतना भी दिखा दोगे कि हाँ, these are the major subheadings or side headings you are going to use in your answer. I mean, I will be satisfied कि हाँ, आपको ये चीज समझ में आ गई है and you know the approach to write the answer. Okay, so the question is, India has a large stake involved in the West Asian region such as energy, trade, and safety of Indians. In this context, analyze how India can strike a balance between the countries established on sectarian ground, and also discuss challenges India could face in deepening the ties. $15 marker, guys. Has everyone got the question? Yes?
Yes, sir.
So attempt this question and put the file on the WhatsApp. Probably then I will discuss in the next class. I will discuss the best approach for this answer. So guys, this was just one topic. The reason why I went into such detail so that you can understand the importance of the research you do or you will do when reading the articles, when reading the newspaper itself. आप खुद देखो कि ये जो टॉपिक है, it is just a topic related to the prelims, मतलब prelims level भी नहीं, it is just a news. लेकिन हम लोगों ने इस टॉपिक से कैसे पूरे इश्यू को कवर कर लिया है गाइस. The entire West Asia is covered now. अब आप कोई भी West, and I am telling you guys, West Asia की जो history है, the politics है, it is the most difficult part in the international relation. But now you got the idea कि क्यों dispute चल रहा था, why this deal is important, how the entire region is important from the for India, what are the various challenges that India can face. Okay, so बस चार point भी guys, if you have on your notes, in your notes, you will be able to frame the answer properly. Okay, so this is how guys we are going to cover the 10 topics every week. Every week you will get the 10 questions based on these topics, and you are supposed to write the answer of that topic, and your copies will get evaluated. We are going to discuss the approach for each and every answer. Like, see, when you will start answer of this question, guys, I'm damn sure right now I can feel what you are going to miss, and you will realize on your own when we will discuss the approach for this answer. So that is the reason I want you to address the demand of this question and send me, because there are so many value addition points which you have to add in to address this answer. And that value addition point, मैं इतना भी बोलता हूँ, आप mention कर देना बस मुझे कि this, अगर एक word भी mention कर दोगे, I will understand कि आपको समझ में आ गया है कि what are those value addition point. Value addition point में आपको पता है guys क्या क्या चीजें हो सकती हैं, right? Flowchart, diagrams, map, data, examples. These are all the value addition point. इसमें से आपको जो use करना है, जो आप सोच सकते हो, you can use it, and let me know how far can you think when it comes to the addressing the demand of the question. Okay guys, so this is the program which is being launched, and from next Sunday, like I said, 10 topics will be covered holistically and 10 questions will be given to you guys for so you know, now you understand the importance of this. Every week if you will write 10 answers, you can imagine how much knowledge you are going to gain, how much confident you will be after writing 10 answers for a month or two. And then you know, आप कोई टेस्ट सीरीज कोई भी ज्वाइन करोगे, कहीं भी ज्वाइन करोगे गाइस, आप एटलीस्ट जो बेसिक टेनेट्स है आंसर राइटिंग के वो आप मिस नहीं करोगे. Okay guys, so I think this is all for the day. I thank you so much for joining this session. Does anyone have any doubt related to this?
So can you please explain what is geopolitics again?
Use politics?
Yeah.
See, I'll show you. Geopolitics, see, you don't, agar geopolitics mein we will start going, then you have to go into the very depth. ठीक है, बस आपको इतना समझना है. Okay, I'll come to this part. I know so many aspirants will be interested because geos और ये concept बहुत missing part है, like from the syllabus or from the understanding, right? So that is the reason. So
Sir,
guys,
sorry to interrupt you. I think she's asking about geopolitics.
oh, geopolitics or geos? I didn't get it.
So I was asking what is geopolitics?
Okay.
Geopolitics.
Geopolitics. Okay. Got it. I'm sorry. Okay. See, just बहुत ही simple terms में आपको मैं समझाऊंगा, ठीक है? कि जैसे let's take an example. Okay. जैसे कि अभी suppose why it is said that India or either Pakistan cannot afford war, or forget about Pakistan. Let's take me an example of China. चाइना के साथ आपको भी पता होगा, you already know, कितनी बार स्टैंड ऑफ हुआ है बॉर्डर पे, राइट? बॉर्डर पे अक्साई चिन में कितनी बार स्टैंड ऑफ हुआ है? व्हाट डू यू थिंक, व्हाट कुड बी द रीजन व्हाई जो डिस्प्यूट है इट इज नॉट बेसिकली गेटिंग इनटू अ वॉर? तो जो चाइना और इंडिया जो बॉर्डर पे जो डिस्प्यूट चल रहा है, दैट इज बेसिकली अ जियोपॉलिटिक्स. ठीक है? क्यों जियोपॉलिटिक्स का मतलब इट इज वहां पे जो वॉर मतलब जो पॉसिबिलिटीज होती हैं वॉर की, इट इज बेसिकली लिंक्ड विद द लैंड और द बॉर्डर. ओके, बट अगर इंडिया बोले,